Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us chant Om 3 times together. Om. Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. It is by the grace of God and Gurus I left India on 15th of March, went to Australia, then New Zealand, very short stay in USA, then to Brazil, then little extended stay in USA. And now I'm here. In English calendar during these days, normally I stay here, but in Vedic calendar, I love to be during these days in India. Tomorrow is full moon. So this full moon, normally I stayed in India and especially in Puri. And tomorrow is the day significant to me for 2 reasons. One is it is associated with Lord Jagannath. And the second reason, and tomorrow is the day, according to the lunar calendar, Shri Gurudev left his family and came to Puri. It was in 1938, 14th June, I think so, and the full moon of Jyeshtha. That is tomorrow. I accept it as the will of God because that which happens is will of God, not what we want. Jesus said, thy will, not my will, O Father. Shri Gurudev said, thy will be done. God, thy will be done. We plan a lot, but all our plans may not be fulfilled. Some yes, some no. But this is what life is. I'm happy to be here during these days and at a place where Shri Gurudev has lived, and although not too long, but good period of time. And that was his last stay in Europe. Those who are long-time disciples, they know. He left Europe in 1998, September. Maybe it is verifiable, 23rd of September. Maybe, may not be, but in September. So he told, I'll come back. And we planned his coming during his birthday. It was all planned, he willed to come, but he didn't come. It is just like Lord Krishna, when left Vrindavan, he told, I'm going, I'll come back. On the other hand, he said, in the Bhagavatam, if you read, I never leave Vrindavan. Padam ekam parityajya, even not one step I leave out of Vrindavan. I accept this as the words of the Gurus also, because Krishna is the Gurus of Gurus. So he is. So I'm happy to be here, seeing quite a good number of old faces, some new faces. And I really enjoyed the songs. The Bengali song, Through the Window, standing near the window, I was listening. Light the lamp in my heart. So then I listened to the song dedicated to the Gurus, Gurudev, sitting in the back. God has given us, everyone, everybody has a voice. I know he's no more, a very prominent singer of Odisha, who never sang any song except the song of God. Still, during his last days, last years, his voice completely went out. He was not able to speak. It is God's play. I went to see him. I told him, Jai Jagannath, because he loved Lord Jagannath. He was telling, Jai Jagannath. And his voice is so beautiful. Even, but God has given us the technology, we can listen. But this happened to his voice. There is a line from the song of Kabir, Kahat Kabir, Jo mukha Rama nahi, so mukha dhul bhari, bhajore bhaya, Rama Govinda Hari. If one is not able to sing the name of God, what is that voice? What is that mouth? Maybe in the mouth it is filled with dust. My friend, sing the name of God all the time. But we have to speak. We have to speak with the family, the children, in the working place, with everybody. So when we speak, how do we speak? Whom do we speak? You'll tell, I'm speaking to my wife, speaking to my husband, speaking to my child, speaking to my friend, speaking to my colleague. But we are forgetting one thing. We are not speaking to all of them. We are speaking to the presence of God in wife, in husband, in friend, in relative. We are forgetting that. When we forget that, we become too much emotional, too much unhappy, too much upset. All these things happen because we do not remember there is presence of God. By grace of God, and with your love also, because look, I'm playing this role Life is a drama. We all have to play our roles. Since 1994, I am here with you all. And I've been talking, but by God's grace, since last 2020 March, and it was my plan to stop talking only for 9-10 days. It was Navaratri, Vasanta Navaratri, 9 days worship of the Divine Mother. But soon after the Navaratri, there was COVID shutdown in India. No way to go out because my plan was to come to West. All cancelled. I thought, okay, God wants to shut down the mouth also, not to talk. To whom to talk? I was in Vrindavan in a confined room. Talk to God, that's all. And talk to God, you don't need, yes, you sing, but you talk with. So since that time, mostly in early years completely, nowadays, mostly I'm in silence, only in satsang or very little whispering sometimes. Otherwise, I'm not talking. And sometimes I feel I have really talked so much. Why to talk? But God has given mouth. If you don't use it, what shall you do? So somebody told me that use or lose. Use it or lose it. And it is true. Do you know, when one observes rigorous silence for longer period of time, not talking, it is often found that they lose their voice. They cannot talk, so use it or lose it. And someone told, used less, it's useless. We should be useful, but useful how? How to use ourselves, our eyes, our ears, our nose, our hands, our feet, our mouth. And mouth is the most important. How do we use it? However, lucky are you, you are sitting quietly and using eyes, ears, everything. Now I'm doing this. So I give my love to all of you. And few days we are here. Then after here, going to Poland, and from then straight to India. And straight to India means Puri. So what to speak then? Do you know what happened? Sometimes during these periods, first the voice was not coming. Then when voice is there, thought is not coming. Sometimes brain becomes completely blank, no thought. I'm looking at what to talk. It is a play of God also. However, where is God? Is there really God? One man had a promise, or has a way of life. Every day he cooks food. First he finds somebody to feed, especially a sadhu, a holy man, and then he takes his food. So by God's grace, every day 1 or 2 sadhus used to come to his home. One day he was waiting. He saw a sadhu. He invited him. He told, this is my daily rule to feed somebody. Can you please come and have a little food? Then he said, all right. Then he came and sat down. The food was served. When food was served, he started eating. When he started eating, this man got shocked. What type of sadhu he is? He did not pray to God, did not offer to God. Just food is served and he started eating like this. He asked, sir, I am really a little bit disturbed. I said, what happened to you? He said, I usually invite the sadhus. Sadhus means those who love God, live for God. And I don't think you live like that. He said, I tell you truth. I was believing in God. I lived life in love for God. Later on, I found there is no God. I don't believe in God now. He said that I will not feed somebody who is not believing in God. You can go. He was about to leave. At that time, a voice came. The voice she heard. The voice was, my child, he doesn't believe in me. But I have been feeding him all these years, although he doesn't believe in me. And you could not feed him just one meal. Then what type of love you have for me? What do you understand of me? He realized his mistake. He came and spoke with folded hand. Please excuse me. I humiliated you. I disrespected you. Please come and sit down and have your food. Do you know, we believe or not, we accept or not. Some people say that there is no God. So, but God is. Then you will ask, where is God? This question came to the mind of a king. Where is God? Really God is? What does he do? Where is he? And if he is, which place he is sitting and which direction he is facing, just like if you ask the Hindus, which direction God is. If you ask the Muslim, which direction God is facing, Muslim pray to God, normally facing to West. And the Hindus, usually, although they facing East, and so on. So the king asked this question to people, gave many types of answers. You know, if you ask question, I will give some answer. But the king was not happy. King was announcing, anybody really who can satisfy my heart, my feeling, my mind, really to understand. One cowherd boy who never read anything, never went to any guru, never went to, just taking care of the cows and calves, and he heard about this. He said, oh, this king is becoming crazy. I can go and teach him. And king heard about this, that a cowherd boy is telling, I can go and teach him. Why it's not coming? Others were coming to me to teach, but he's telling, why it's not coming? He said, why should I go? Either the king should come or king should invite me to go. I should not go uninvited. You see, one innocent, uneducated, illiterate in our sense, he's talking like this, like a wise man, or the king really invited him. King invited him, he went, and with due respect. Then he said, where am I to sit? He said, you can sit anywhere. He said, no, look, you are my student. I am your teacher, isn't it? He said, yes. Because king was really a seeker. So he said, yes. Then I should sit in a higher position. You should sit below. He said, come and sit on the throne. He took his hand and told, sit on the throne. All are looking at this king and this cowherd boy. What is going on? And the king sat down at his feet. He said, okay, your question I have heard. Is it all right to repeat? You want to know, is there God? What does he do? Where he is? And all this, he said, yes, that is my question. I have been hearing from wise people, quoting from scriptures, quoting from the lives of saints, and God is there, God is a temple, God is in church, God is in mosque, God is in all this detail, God is in heaven, God is in. So I hear all this, but it doesn't, it is also repetition from the books, but it doesn't touch me. He said, do you know, can you bring a lamp? You got a lamp, the lamp was lit, then there was light. He said, tell me, where is light? King looked at the lamp and looked at everybody, looked at everywhere. Suppose candle is burning. Where is the light of the candles? From wherever you see the candle light, suppose you are sitting in the back, the lamp is here, you can see the lamp burning. That means light is there. Although a little lamp, its light might not go according to your eyes there, very little light, but when you see the lamp burning, That means light is going there. So he said, it is all around, as if everywhere. Which direction the lamp is facing or the candle is facing? The fire is facing going up, the flame. But the light, tell me which direction? The king was intelligent. He was not, he's king and he's not fool. And he said, light is everywhere, light faces everywhere. And you wanted to know what God does? I will tell you a funny example. Then he said, do you know what God does? God makes to sit on the throne and make you to sit on the ground. That is what God does. You are the king. You are the most powerful. Your place is on the throne. But now you see looking at my feet. Honestly, I don't know anything. And that was honest confession. What happens in our life, we think we know. We think we know. I have studied, I have read, I have seen, I have gone, I know, we all the time tell. But here this boy or young man is telling, really, I don't know anything. Just very simple thing. Thought came to me to tell you. Can you imagine? The king had tear in his eyes. The Upanishadic truth. Abhigyatam, Vijanatam, Vijnatam, Abhijanatam. One who tells that I know, he doesn't know. One who tells I don't know, knows. The purpose of telling this, that I bowed to God, you'll tell them, where is God? There was a sadhu, he was very sweet, very loving, very kind, very. So people wanted to listen to him, and one day he didn't go anywhere. He didn't want any reputation or also nothing. He just stayed with whoever came. He did he didn't really teach so much. So when he was invited by the people in the, suppose as if all you have come, or in a city or town, they invited and the hall was packed. The sadhu is coming at last. He came with folded hand. He asked my question to all of you, simple question. Do you all believe in God? Because they have come to listen to the sadhu. They said, everybody said, yes, all in chorus. Yes, we believe in God. He said, do you know, I have nothing to say. You all believe in God. Live with that belief. That's all. A few days ago, we went to Shri Gurudev's physician. Shri Gurudev, as most of you may be knowing, he left his body in the year 2002, December 3rd. So it is already nearly 21 years ago, 21 years ago. So Gurudev's doctor's birthday is just 2 days before Shri Gurudev's birthday. Gurudev's birthday is on 27th May, and the doctor's birthday is 2 days before. And Gurudev loved the doctor, and the doctor also treated Gurudev very nicely. Not as the Guru, just as a patient. So Gurudev celebrated her birthday. So as a token of Shri Gurudev's memory, whenever I am there, we went there. And she told, she's very beautiful. She's also on the path of Kriya Yoga, meditating, very nice person. Retired, now she's, body grows old. So she said 3 things from a book. She said, recently I read a book. 3 words I learned. One is belief. One is fact. Yes, one is fact. The other is belief. The third is feeling. Now, fact God is. And do we believe in it? If we truly believe, we'll have feeling. When the sadhu asked that, do you really believe in God? They said, yes. He said, thank you all. You please live with this belief. I have nothing to say. What can I say? He left. And all the people, those who came to listen, for example, you are sitting here, and in the program it is written satsang or lecture or whatever is written. And suppose there is a plan, it will be a 1 hour talk or something. So you must be sitting to listen to 1 hour's talk. I'll tell you an incident in my life. It was, if I remember correctly, 1994, January 1st. I was invited to give a talk at a place. At that time, I was not like this. I was in my previous incarnation. So I was not in a state to talk. So New Year's Day, people are excited and to listen to some talk and some devotional chanting. I went, they took me. They came and took me where I was. From there, they took me. So I folded my hands, chanted some prayer. Then I looked at everybody. Not willing to talk. Then something to talk. Then I told a story. The story is that there was a circus party. In the circus party, during those days, I don't know now in West, but now in India also, they have stopped taking animals. And earlier, tiger, horse, elephant, all these animals were there to dogs. So also the humans. And I have seen, I was fond of two things in my childhood. I tell some of my own entertainment. I loved circus. I loved not that what they do, but the way, how could an animal play like this? How could human being make their body like this? They walk on the rope, they jump like this. How perfect they are in, and why can't we be perfect in our spiritual life? That was my entertainment. Another is magic show. I loved magic show. Since 1993-94, no circus. And only once magic, it was during Gurudev's birth centenary. Those who went to Cuttack, they might remember the closing ceremony. There was a Swami, a monk, who was a magician, very famous magician. He wanted to, it was not out of any program. He wanted to do it, and we gave a time slot. He showed it. That was my last magic show. But I enjoyed magic show. Do you know why? It is not that how they're doing it. It's God is the best magician. God is the best magician. He has made this creation. This is, we think it is all real. Everything is this. And do you know, Shri Gurudev told one story. Again, I'm telling another story. Shri Gurudev told this story, a story about a theater. The theater is one man, it is on Ramayana, life of Lord Rama. Mother Sita is kidnapped. Lord Rama is searching for her. And that is the play going on. And he acted so beautifully, the person who played the role of Lord Rama. And everybody cried because of his emotion, how much he loved Mother Sita. And so lively was the play. Everybody was crying. So, the old times, I don't know here, but the screen drops, then another scene begins. So he went out inside, backside. They call it, in India, we call that green room, where they change the dress or take a little rest, then come. And then he took a cigarette, Lord Rama, taking cigarette and telling, oh, foolish people paying money and crying. These people, those who have come to watch the theater, they have paid money. And looking at my play, they're crying. Can you imagine this creation is that? Jagate Ananda Jaggi Amar Nimantran. This world is the celebration of bliss, happiness, joy, love. But what is happening? Are we really enjoying this life, or are we really suffering? Misery, unhappiness, anger, speaking bad of others, this thing happened, that thing happened. How do we really live? So, however, come to this circus party. In the circus party, I told this story that there was a circus party and the new manager. In the morning, the news came, the bear is dead. How to do the play? Because they have announced this, the play. The manager was worried. He's what to do? Then, because he was new, another old employee, he came, he said, sir, don't be worried. This has happened in the past many times. We do it. He said, what do you do? We can do this. One man will be under the hide and whatever you say, with the like the bear, and he will act. So now they hired a man who was not used to circus party, and they told just you have to do like this, and he said, okay, we'll pay you money, good money. He agreed, and they put the bear, and bear was in the cage, and above the cage of the bear there was a tiger, one above the other, and they pulled the cage into the center. People are there and bear is there. They're looking, bear is there, and the tiger is on the top. Another accident. Do you know what's the roof of the first cage or the bottom of this upper cage both broke, and the tiger jumped into the cage of the. Now this bear, who is new and looking at the tiger, started, because it's tiger, and the tiger started walking around the bear, and the bear is really scared. I'm going to die, because surely tiger will smell human, and tiger is always tiger. The people are enjoying because they thought this is the drama. And the bear, sometimes in India we call, bear gets fever, does like this. So maybe it is a play going on. The tiger, after giving circles, understood this poor bear is in trouble, whispered in the ear of the bear, look, don't be scared, in human voice. You are new bear, I am an old tiger. I am like you. So I told, do you know, we all have our own hides. Telling this story, it was 2-3 minutes. We all are putting on these clothes of human beings. Are we really humans? Are we truly really humans? Gurudev told, we all are God in human being in God. Are we that? Just please be. I finished my talk, and they were waiting to listen to 1 hour talk, for example, in 3 minutes talk. That was my shortest talk in my life. Yes, I have given radio talk 5 minutes, TV show 6 minutes, like this, it is there, but this was the shortest talk, unplanned, spontaneous. So now come to this monk who was invited to talk. He asked, do you all believe in God? They all said, yes, believe in God. And he folded the hands, live with this, and he left the hall. Now the people decided, we want to listen to him. We'll invite him again. If he comes here, if he asks the same question, do you believe in God? We all will tell no. So they prepared, if the question and answer both are prepared, the students are confident in examination. Now this monk came, and he folded the hands, prayed, and after prayer, he looked at everybody and he said, I have the same question to all of you. Do you believe in God? They said, no. He said, thank you all. Those who do not believe in God, I have nothing to say. He left. When he left, again, people are in trouble. They thought, oh God, first we thought that he's asking, we don't believe in God. If we say he will start talking about God so that we'll believe. Okay, we'll do another thing. We'll divide ourselves half-half. Half will tell we believe in God, half will tell we don't believe in God. Then they invited him. The same question and the same answer. He said, thank you all. If you don't believe in God, those who don't believe in God, you try to convert the others, those who believe in God, make them non-believer. Or those who believe in God, try to convert the non-believers. You know, in this world, in the entire world, the play of conversion going on, it is so God. It is not religious conversion. For example, the businessmen try to convert your mind. Buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. And this is good, this is good, this is good. People want to buy it. So the conversion is everywhere. Economic conversion, religious conversion, political conversion, from jumping people from one political ideology to another political ideology. All this, the world is like this. Anyhow, he said, you do this, I have nothing to say. Now come back to the question. Do we really believe in God? If you believe in God, where is he? Is he in heaven? Jesus said, my heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Heavenly Father, then God is in heaven. God is not here. There is a humorous story that there was a telephone that you can call and talk to God. I saw this billboard. I'm not telling story. I saw a huge billboard while traveling. It was in one country. I'll not tell where because people will don't know. When I came to this country to West, when I really don't go out. For example, today I came out of my room for the first time just to be little under with the sun. I went inside. Maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes. Then I went inside. Then I came out to put something in the trash can. I went inside. Second time. Third time I came out to take my food. That was the third time. Then fourth time, like this few times, normally I'm inside my cage. I love it. I don't go out. If I go out, for example, now since 4 days, I'm walking alone, just alone, not with. So I have not really seen West. I see the West in the airport, normally the aeroplane. And when I travel by car, I look at this billboard or people. So this billboard I saw in one country, it is written, if you want to talk to Jesus, dial. The number is given. So one tourist was traveling all over the world. He went to holy places. At one place, it is written, if you want to talk to God, put this much of money and dial. So this much of, it was everywhere quite expensive. And he found in India, it is only just 1 rupee. He asked the person, everywhere I saw it is very expensive, but here it is cheap. He said, because it is local call. Not to call God in heaven, not to call God in paradise, but it is local call. Local call means that where is God? There is a beautiful mantra of the Upanishad, which Gurudev loved. And he quoted many times. It is the first mantra of Isha Upanishad. Ishavashyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha magridha kasyasvit dhanam. Simple translation. In the changing world, everywhere is God's presence. Never be greedy or covet of others' wealth. Live a life of renunciation. This is the simple translation. Isavasyam idam sarvam. Everywhere is God's presence. It is very beautiful and little deep to reflect upon. It is, and it's very practical also. I will show you magic. Look at me. Can you see me?
Yes.
Can you see my face? So Gurudev told, this is Gurudev's magic. Gurudev showed his two hands. He said, how many hands do you see? This is Gurudev's example. But how many hands there are? There are two hands, and we know it is two hands, but one hand is visible, the other hand is behind, it is invisible. But I know it clearly, there are two hands. One is, Shri Gurudev said, in every visible world, there is invisible counterpart of God. For example, we all are sitting here, it is visible. He is visible, she is visible, we all are visible to each other. Behind this visibility, there is invisible presence of the divine, which we call it as the soul, or any energy which is making me to speak, making you to hear, making my hands to move, making my head to look from this direction to that direction. There is, in whichever name you call it. So there is presence of two together. And this presence of two together all the time. We are busy with the visible body. The body is visible. He sang such beautiful devotional songs. That is also visible. Visible not through the eyes, but visible through the ears. Perceived. So we live in this visible world. We are busy with visibility. And that which is visible, yat drishyam, tat nasyam, that which is visible is changing continuously. You will tell, what does it mean? One day, I was a little sick, weak, and baby, unable to move. I'm talking of myself, unable to move. How much tears I have brought to my mother's eyes because of my sickness. It's truth, a fact. And how much this really suffered to keep this body alive, and that is me. From unable to eat and digest, my mother used to tell me, you were like a little tiny mouse. So small, premature baby, 7 months old. However, and that was visible, that is visible and changing continuously, that changed into one toddler, changed into a teenager, changed into 20s, changed into 60s, and I don't know next if there is any more change or not, but is it just jumping or it is continuous? This change in each one of us is continuous. Just it's simple example I'm giving. Suppose you have a friend, very good friend, but always changes his or her mood. Now it's quite happy, next minute sitting like this, next minute shouting, screaming, changing the mood. They call us mood swing. So can you really love that friend who is so unreliable? Every moment the mood is changed. How can I adjust with this person? It is miserable. Yes or no? If a friend is like this continuously, difficult. And that is this body. The body is changing continuously without our knowledge. Many cells are dying, many cells are newborn, and this body is growing means older. And then this body, today it's healthy, tomorrow it's sick. We get in doctor's view that this sick, you have to face it, we have to accept it. But this body is the friend with which we live all these years and few years more to come. And this body is continuously changing. And I am the witness of this body. And if I'm careful, I am witness of every change in the body. One day I was looking at this, then I saw one gray hair here. Oh, it was here, now it is here. So it changes continuous. In this changing phenomenon of this world, there is a changeless existence. And that changeless existence with the change and behind the change, both. Be very clear. It is not that God is different from the body. God means that divine, that power, whatever you say, it's all together. You'll say, how is it? Do you know, if you have read the Holy Bible, God wished, and this creation started. So he separated darkness from light and so on. And this earth and water and on the earth, all this. So this, we all know, those who have read. And those who have read the Upanishadic description, tasmat va etasmat atmanah akasha sambhutah akashat vayoho agnihi agnehe apaha advyah prithivih, and so on. From the divine manifested or came the space, from space to air, air to fire, fire to water, water to earth, earth to, slowly the creation as we know. In this creation, for example, what we see, although we call it as the matter, the earth is matter, water is matter, we call as matter, or science speaks, it is energy converted into matter, matter converted into energy, and so on, energy and matter conversion. It is all one. What does it mean? What we call it as the matter is nothing but energy. This science speaks. But the spiritual experience is what we see anything. This earth is not earth. It is the presence. Presence of who? Whatever you tell, it is the presence. his presence or her presence or its presence or energy or whatever you tell, it is everywhere. It is this presence. This is not just earth. The Vedic attitude is not the materialistic attitude. Materialistic attitude, it is earth. Exploit it. Squeeze it, just like we squeeze orange. Squeeze it in any way you like. Extract from inside underground. Let it be water, let it be petroleum, let it be different minerals, let it be coal, anything. Underground, on the ground, everywhere you exploit this attitude, materialistic attitude. I don't take name of which culture, which civilization, but this attitude. The other one is the attitude of, divinity, attitude of love, attitude of oneness. And this earth, the earth is not earth. This is the grossest form of our existence, just like the body. Body is the grossest form. Do you know this? In the grossest form, 5 sense organs are used. With eyes we can see. With nose we can smell. You can smell your body. Our body doesn't smell so good, maybe. That's why we use soap, we use cream, we use this. Do you know? We can smell our body. We can taste our body. A friend of mine, who, it is a real incident, went to seaside at the schoolboys and playing in sea water, and came to take food without washing his hand. He tasted everything salty because his hand was salty, not food. He told everything tastes salty because you didn't wash your hands. That's all. Otherwise, however, come back. What is this creation? This earth, what we see or perceive, the air, water, fire, everything is his or her or its presence. We all, the trees, the plants, the insect, the butterfly, the bee, all. Yat kincha. Gurudev translated kincha means, many times he told this, whatever insignificant it is, there is presence of God. Isha. Insignificant. Even a mosquito. I am going for walk. Since last 4 days, I have walked more than 2.5 hours. All alone go and animals, birds, bees, grasshoppers, trees, everything. It's just because enjoy it, beauty of God. So everywhere it's God's presence. Now let us ask ourselves. You will ask me, is God present in snake? Is God present in tiger? Is God present in a bad person? Somebody will tell, that person is like devil. You tell God's presence? Do you know, once the tigers were sitting together, now tigers are going to be extinguished. Crisis of, and to tell you that when I go back to India, I go to the villages. First bird I miss, do you know who? The vulture. You will ask him, vultures you miss? You can't imagine. Vultures, Indian vulture, I don't know. I saw American vultures, I saw. South American means North and South both. When I looked at, they told me, vulture. I smiled. This is a vulture. It is like so small, tiny. Because in India, mostly we are quite small. But the vultures we had, you can't imagine how big it was. Vultures. If they stretch their wings, and it is really huge. In my eyes, that was the largest bird. Just like in my eyes, the living animal, the elephant is the largest, or the giraffe is the tallest. In my eyes, till now what I have seen, in my eyes, do you know the largest fruit? Jackfruit. I don't know how many of you have seen it. When one president of USA went to India, it was not too long back, and they showed him jackfruit. They said, what is this fruit? And he wanted to lift up. It was quite heavy. Jackfruit to me is the largest fruit. Pumpkin sometimes can be the largest vegetable. However, I become sad with the vultures. They're gone. However, come back to our discussion. Can you tell snake? Snake is God's presence in snake. Those who are from India, I'll ask them, don't you bow to Lord Shiva? They say, yes. Then you surely bow to snake. What? Snake? Yes, Lord Shiva is having a snake. Do you love Mother Durga? Yes. Then you bow to a tiger or lion, because it is there with Mother Durga. Meaning is, God is in all are in God. In a negative person, don't say, yes, the person plays the role negative. This world is a drama. Everything is divine, but be clear. Be clear means the rose plant, leaves, thorns, stem, flower, everything is beautiful. Only we look at the rose, tell beautiful, not the thorn. Do you know why they develop thorn? To be protected from human beings. You'll say, what? Yes. Have you not read the autobiography of Yogi? If you have read this book, Autobiography of Yogi, have you not read the chapter which is describing about an American scientist who lived during Paramahamsa's time, Luther Burbank? Did he not change the cactus, change roses, changed, made without artificial fertilizer or manure chemicals, big size vegetables? How could he do it? He's just with thought power. Have you not read in the same autobiography of Yogi about the Indian scientist, Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose? What does it mean? Why they have thorn? Why they can also, cactus can lose its thorn, become free from thorns? What is happening with the humans? We tell collectively, you can analyze yourself with our negative thoughts. What happens? Ignorance brings division. Out of ignorance or being ignorant of the real truth, we divide. He's my friend, he's not my friend. This I like, this I don't like. This is good, this is not good. This division we have created, and we have to rise above it. However, when we are coming to the path of spirituality, meditation, yoga means not just body gymnastic. As we practice, yoga means the union. If I want to be united with my beloved, if I want to be united with the Supreme, I should learn to be united with the Supreme, who is manifested in my presence in all names and all forms. Shia Ramamaya Sabajaga Jani Karahu Pranama Jori Juga Pani. Remembering God's presence everywhere, I bow to all of you with my folded hands. My request to all of you with my folded hands, let us live practicing to live in the presence of the divine. We all are divine, but with different names and forms. Do you know, I was going to, when I was not in this dress, this role, I was going to different libraries for my research work to study. I was in the library of, I went to the Parliament's library, I went to State Assembly library, to Planning Commission's library in Delhi. I went many libraries. It was one day I was in one library. One person came and greeted me. He thought me another person. He said, "Don't you recognize me?" I said, "I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. You can give me your identity." He said, "Did you not go to this person's house? We met there." He gave a little more information so that I'll recollect. I said, "I think you are mistaking me." He said, "Are you not?" Then he told about a politician who was also a minister. And he mistook me. I was young at that time. I was having short beard. He mistook me as that politician. And I told him, no, I am not that. I'm a teacher. So what is happening? We have to, this form which we have, for example, with this colored clothes, I might tell, I'm this. This is not, dress is not everything. The heart is everything. With which heart I will perceive all. Can we love each other? Can we see good in each other? Because everybody has two sides. You know, the moon has bright side and dark side. So if we look at the bright side, we say moon is beautiful. Somebody said, do you know, looking at the moon, why do they compare the moon is like the face of my beloved? It's the Indian poetic expression. The moon's face is, moon is like my beloved because it has so many black spots. Till then my beloved will have some black spots on the face. So the moon has two sides, black side and dark side. We all have, as human beings, many times we have seen the example with pure gold. If you make ornament, the ornament will not be durable because pure gold is quite soft when you make, because ornament is not so thick. So when you make ornament, it's more malleable. So the shape will not remain longer. Similarly, there is little alloy they add it. In India, they call pure gold 24 karat and good ornament 22 carats. That means something, very little thing is added into gold. We all are gold ornaments, but little other alloy, other metal is added to us. In someone maybe little more, little less, but we all are gold ornaments. But we have to see good side of each other. Just to conclude the discussion, this all-pervasive existence of the divine, its other name is Sat. That which exists, suppose the earth is existing, that existence is Sat. The body is in its own existence. The existence is Sat. And this is the aspect of the divine. So we all are potentially divine. We have to experience and realize it. Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Shri Gurudev. Let us pray to God to bless each one of us, to have inner strength to cultivate practicing the presence of God everywhere. We have to practice it. Seeing a flower will remember God. Seeing a person inwardly will remember his presence, her presence, or its presence. Everything is divine. We'll speak with love, we'll walk with love, we'll look with love. Our life will be filled with love, and real love for God is expression of love for each and everyone. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. I pray for all. Let there be peace, progress, and prosperity. Om. Amen.